In the early 1986, there was a silly little man named Akira Toriyama who one day decided that if Sun Wukong was turned into a small boy with no idea of the concept of sex while also having the ability to casually eliminate the entire Nazi army would make a really funny manga. Unfortunately, while having a strong idea for the premise, it failed to take mainstream appeal anywhere besides Japan. So a couple of story arcs later, he one day woke up and said, "Fuck it. Make the bitch blonde." This resulted in a worldwide phenomenon known as the Super Saiyajin Type Shi and accumulated so much hype that it eventually went worldwide and inspired the likes of many underage children to start their own artistic endeavors, self-included. Having a strange obsession with this pointy-haired idiot due to Akira Toriyama's successful attempt at propaganda. At these notes, I've attempted to recreate his vision of God by imitating his art style. In order to do this, I've carefully planned a wonderful attempt to politely invite him over to my domain with proper consent and manipulate him into teaching us his secrets to his legendary art style. However, by the time of me making this video, he has unfortunately decided to piece the fuck out of this universe. I can't even make a joke about this. It's honestly a tragedy that we had to lose such a wonderful human being who inspired millions of people around the world to create something just as impactful as his series. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. You are truly a legend to me and multiple people around this world. But unfortunately, I've already started this video and refused to stop it here. So I decided to commit the morally ethical decision of necromancy in order to share this knowledge with you today. You are welcome. And do not fret, my original plan may still be acted out in the future with his current successor. Toyotora, if you are watching this, in order to make this process as effective as possible, I suggest you sleep with one eye open. Fear is a relevant motivator, people. Now let's start the video. Obviously, the most iconic aspect of the Dragon Ball art style is their unrealistic standards for hair.
Don't you lecture me with your $30 haircut!
But we'll get to that eventually because we're tracking all aspects of the style here. And a stylistic choice which is just as iconic as the hair is the anatomy. For with unrealistic hair expectations also comes unrealistic body standards. If any Dragon Ball character is designed with a physique that doesn't give you body dysmorphia, then it is objectively wrong. Z Broly is natty. You cannot convince me otherwise. The anatomy mainly emphasizes the chest, shoulders, abs, and biceps being abnormally large, while the rest such as triceps, forearms, quads, and calves are simplified but proportional to their respected bodies. However, since Dragon Ball is sexist, the female bodies do not share the same traits as the male characters but instead sporting a smaller, more feminine body type. Obviously. Female body types in Dragon Ball are smaller, more sporty and athletic with rarely any muscle variations with the exception of Kefla who does have a bit of a more muscular build. There are a lot of other body types in Dragon Ball with the different races but I'm mainly focusing on the more human characters for the study. Hale is not natty, not because she's on steroids, but because she is a woman. When I was but a wee lad, the thing that popped about the Dragon Ball style for me was how pointy their fucking eyes were. If you are somehow a neurotypical that's watching this video, first of all, how the fuck did you get here? Second of all, you may be unaware that Dragon Ball is part of a little genre called anime, where it is a common trend for most pieces of media bearing this title to suffer from what I like to call triangle face syndrome, where all facial features are usually very angular by nature. Dragon Ball has no exception to this rule. In fact, it doubles down on it. The key features of Dragon Ball's facial expressions consist of sharp jawlines, sharp noses with slight shadow on the underside to suggest form, and usually one of two eye types. For happier expressions, they sport a slightly cut off elongated oval with eyebrows slightly curved, and the other being... Usually Dragon Ball characters will have their eyes in this heavily triangular shape to show how pissed off they are, because they're always pissed off. And of course, the hair.
Don't you lecture me with your $30 hair.
Dragon Ball is iconically known for how crazy their hair is, and it's a style that I try to incorporate into my own personal art style to this day. If you think of any Dragon Ball character, the chances of them having big spiky hair is highly likely. With the many iterations of Dragon Ball, they've had time to properly structure the hair for most characters, even in 3D space. Is it possible to have hair like this in real life? Yes. Yes, it fucking is. And you should start styling your hair like this. Everyone should. The only reason you don't see people walking around like this is because we live in a society. And the only way to change this is if we all do it. Call from accounting can't make fun of us if we all do it. Propaganda is effective, people. And if we all start walking around like this, then I can look like Yugimoto and no one will say shit because they'll probably want to do it too. Please, let's make this happen, people. Dragon Ball hair mainly consists of big spikes layered on top of each other with the occasional fringe here and there. Well, unless you're trying to draw Vegeta. This is actually one of the most important parts of the character design because more often than not, the hair is the most defining aspect of the character's silhouette. Literally just slap any character in solid black and go,
Who's that Pokemon? It's... Don't you lecture to me with your $30.
Now, let's talk about one of the more fun parts of this art style. The drip. Dragon Ball fits on two spectrums, really baggy or skin tight, except if you're Trunks and you actually know how to dress. I mean, just look at him. The cargo pants, the crop jacket, the black vest, the fucking slut. Also, side note, how the fuck did Trunks get his sword? If he got his sword from Tapion with a movie with the Rurouni when he was a kid, which only happened after Goku defeated him, and Tapion left Earth and gave Trunks his sword as a parting gift, and how the fuck did that happen if Trunks came to the past to save Goku and everyone else in the first place? Like deadass, the first time you see Trunks, he pulls up with a sword, but how the fuck would he have the sword if he hasn't met Tapion and he's still fighting the androids? And if Tapion was present during the time with the androids still taking over, he would have not only showed up if Rurouni was only there, and if he was, how was the two mechanical twinks the main problem in the timeline instead of a literal demon? What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, clothes. Usually Dragon Ball characters show off most of their physiques through their clothing since most of their clothing is skin tight, so I suggest focusing a bit more on the anatomy and then just draw the clothes over it to suggest the form. And for most of the pants, they usually just use this baggy kind of crease type of shape for multiple characters, so you really can't go wrong with throwing that into your design. They also commonly have a similar shape for the shoes with a thick square and this pointy end, which you'll also see in a lot of characters. There's also multiple iterations of the battle armor which have this sharp angular shape on the shoulders and around the waist sometimes. But honestly, when it comes to clothing, I feel like it's really subjective, so feel free to get creative. And that's pretty much everything. If you like these type of videos, feel free to inform me of any other franchise you'd like me to cover in future videos, and who knows, I just might. Or not. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the finale of this video. Free V-Bucks to anybody who subscribes. And additionally, I shall personally be giving out an IOU head coupons to every single person who likes. I know where you fuckers live, by the way, and I also know if you don't do those things, and you better fucking like and subscribe or I will commit arson. And with that, I bid you adieu.